Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Zach, but you guys can call me Hazardous. Thank you so much for tuning back into my channel, and welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 video here on the channel today. I hope you're all having a fantastic day, and thank you so much for your support on the channel recently. We absolutely killed it in last night's live stream. I just want to give a quick shout out to Kate House, Ryan Pipcorn, Adelaide O'Hara, and Landon for their generous donations last night. In today's video, we have another Red Dead Redemption 2 Q&A series. We're at episode 9, so next week is episode 10, which is just absolutely crazy. But yeah, so in today's video we're having a Q&A, so drop a like if you guys enjoyed today's video, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, check out my Red Dead Redemption 2 playlist down in the description below. We had so many awesome questions this week, and if I wasn't able to answer your question this week, just leave it for next week in the comments section down below. Also, you can feel free to use hashtag HazardQNA on Twitter, that way I could filter your comments better and get to your question even faster. So let's jump right into this. Question number 1 comes from Aquila Superbia, and he asks, love the content, and I gotta ask about the leaked map. It doesn't fit properly with the old map. Looking at the lake, it's enclosed in RDR1 and it extends in RDR2, so does Rockstar not care about continuity, or perhaps is it purposely misleading and fake? Well, I definitely don't think that it's not purposely misleading and fake. I just think that they didn't craft what Red Dead Redemption 2 would become by 2018, way back when Red Dead Redemption 1 was finishing development in 2010. I think they just wanted to leave the map as is, and it makes sense to have it just as a closed off lake for the square map that's presented to the player in Red Dead Redemption 1. But now that Red Dead Redemption 2 takes place what seems to be northeast of the Red Dead Redemption 1 map, they had to extend it, and since West Elizabeth and Blackwater is featured there, they just opened up the map and just made the lake more interactive and less of just a closed off body of water like you see in other Rockstar games. Thank you so much for asking that question. Question number 2 comes from Humorous Pixel 295, and he asks, what do you think the story in Red Dead Redemption 2 Undead Nightmare possible DLC is gonna be like, and what new weapons we're gonna get, like the blunderbuss, torch, and others? By the way, I like the information you get for RDR2 because it keeps me hyped for this game. Well, Humorous Pixel, thank you so much. I'm glad I could do that for you. If Red Dead Redemption 2 gets an Undead Nightmare DLC, again, it's possible that we're gonna see a single player and multiplayer DLC, just like Undead Nightmare, sort of like an Undead Nightmare Part 2, even though the game's a prequel. I think it would be sweet. I think it's gonna be similar to the storyline with John Marston about how the world is taken over by zombies, and Arthur Morgan needs to fight all the zombies to basically save his family or save the gang, because they all turn into zombies. And I think we're gonna see cool weapons just like the blunderbuss, the torch, the explosive rifle, you know, the undead bait, the holy water, all those things. I think if we get an Undead Nightmare Part 2 in Red Dead Redemption 2, it would be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for asking your question. Question number 3 comes from Orion Coyle, and he asks, I know that overhyping a new title is unhealthy, but what do you think about Rockstar's lackluster marketing so far for Red Dead Redemption 2? Now, I definitely think that it is lackluster, like you said, Orion. I do think that they can do more, but again, that's just Rockstar's marketing plan. It works for them, especially for their company where they release games just so sporadically now. It's just like every game is so far spaced apart, whereas before it was GTA 4 in 2008, then we had their DLC The Lost and Damned and the Ballad of Gay Tony in 2009, then we had Red Dead Redemption in 2010, LA Noire in 2011, Max Payne 3 in 2012, and then GTA 5 in 2013, and then we haven't seen anything since besides the online DLCs for Grand Theft Auto Online. I just think that this is what works for them. It sucks for us because I want more stuff to be able to talk about and speculate about and analyze with you guys, because Red Dead Redemption 1 had like 2 hours of gameplay footage and trailers revealed before the actual release of the game, which was absolutely amazing. But I don't think their marketing would be as effective if they did that this time around, just because it seems like scarcity is what drives up sales. Thank you so much for asking your question. Eric Estello asks in question number 4, do you think Red Dead Redemption 2 is the last game in the Red Dead franchise? Love your videos, by the way. Keep up the awesome work. Well, Eric, I do have a few thoughts on this. I do think that there's not many places Rockstar can go with Red Dead Redemption after Red Dead Redemption 2. A sequel to Red Dead Redemption 1 or even Red Dead Redemption 2 would seem kind of weird. It seems like Red Dead Redemption 2 is going to space out from 1899 to 1906 when the gang disperses and breaks up. That would make for an interesting ending. Of course, it just wouldn't make sense if they stopped the gang and you didn't see what actually happened to make them break up as a gang in Red Dead Redemption 2. If that were to be the end of the game, they have to end it. They have to end Red Dead Redemption 2 with the gang breaking up. That's just like literally how it's supposed to end. That's how the story is supposed to come to a close. We we get closure when we see how the gang breaks up. But I do think that Rockstar is gonna have some trouble making a new Red Dead Redemption game after Red Dead Redemption 2. If we saw a Red Dead Redemption 3, a sequel to Red Dead Redemption 1 wouldn't necessarily make sense, even if it was Jack Marston. I think we could have more Red Dead games, but we're not gonna see it for a long time. The next Rockstar game we're gonna see is probably gonna be GTA 6, which isn't gonna be until way after 2020. My guess is between 2022 and 2025. You guys can dispute that, but I do think that Rockstar is gonna have some trouble making another Red Dead Redemption game. Who knows, they could take us by surprise, but I don't think that the Red Dead franchise is coming to a close after this. We're gonna see more Red Dead games, but it may not necessarily be Red Dead Redemption 3. Now switching over to the YouTube comments, in question number 5, FireC321 asks, how will Red Dead Redemption 2 Battle Royale work? Now I've had a few thoughts of this, and I've talked about these in a video on my channel, and I think we're overdue for an update on the channel about Red Dead Redemption 2 Battle Royale, because I have a few more thoughts, and I'll share a few in this Q&A video. If Red Dead Redemption 2 had a Battle Royale, I'd want it to work similar to how a traditional Battle Royale works. I know Rockstar likes to innovate classic game modes and things like that, where Team Deathmatch, they made it a gang match and grab the bag, and you grab a bag of gold in the Red Dead Redemption Online, etc. But I don't think we necessarily need to see a huge change to Battle Royale. Battle Royale is popular in its most simplistic form, which is have a bunch of people drop onto a map, the map gets smaller and smaller, and the last person to survive wins. I would love for that to be in Red Dead Redemption 2. It would be sweet to just like go into like an abandoned mine and you're searching for weapons and you have bears and mountain lions and cougars chasing you and all these different things. You're trying to worry about players, you're trying to worry about animals, and you're also just trying to survive on your own. And as the world can get smaller and smaller on you, I think it would make perfect sense for Red Dead Redemption, not necessarily like GTA 5, but that's how I'd want it to work, just like classic Battle Royale mode. Question number 6 comes from the Lit Squad, and he asks, I don't know if you've already been asked this, but do you think that Rockstar will put the old map in Red Dead Redemption 2? Now, I have talked about this on my channel before, but I want to talk about it again, and so that's why I featured your question. I want to get around to everyone, but there's just so many questions that I get every single week. I can only feature so many. So if I haven't featured your question yet, I'm so sorry. I will be getting around to everyone at some point. Just keep on asking your questions. But I do kind of think that Rockstar will put the old map in Red Dead Redemption 2. I've talked about this before in live streams on my channel, and I've gone back and forth with subscribers and different friends and fans of mine about how the map and the old map will work in Red Dead Redemption 2. Will it be featured? Will it not be featured? If it's not featured, how will we keep players out of the map? If it is featured, you know, how will we implement it into the game, etc. And I just think that there's a whole bunch of different ways. Again, my reasons for it being in the game are just as bad as why I could say that it wouldn't be featured in the game. We just don't know. What I can say almost with certainty though is that if we don't see any of the original Red Dead Redemption 1 map besides West Elizabeth in the Red Dead Redemption 2 gameplay trailer, like if we don't see Mexico, if we don't see Armadillo, if we don't see Gaptooth Breach or Tumbleweed or anything like that, or Escalera in Mexico or Torquemada or Chuparosa, etc., then I can almost guarantee that the original Red Dead Redemption 1 map will not be in the game, because they would definitely want to feature that in the gameplay trailer just to like drop a bomb on the audience and be like, yo, we got this, look at what we've been working on here. So I would say that if we don't see any evidence of it in the gameplay trailer or by the time the gameplay trailer releases, then my little theory is pretty much crushed. Oh well. Question number 7 comes from Usman Azar, and he says, do you think that Red Dead Redemption 2 will have bounty hunting missions? Definitely. We loved those in Red Dead Redemption 1. I feel like everyone loved bounty hunting in Red Dead Redemption 1. One, because it was fun to capture criminals and either execute them or hogtie them and bring them back to the sheriff. And it was also fun to collect your reward because money was pretty valuable in the game, in my opinion. Especially if you wanted to get certain weapons early and didn't want to pick them up off dead enemies that you killed throughout the map. So I definitely think that Red Dead Redemption 2 will have bounty hunting missions. I think it will be a little bit different from the Red Dead Redemption 1 system, and of course they can go a million different directions with Red Dead Redemption 2 online with bounty hunting, but I definitely think they will be in the game. Question number 8 comes from Matt the MLG Pro, and he asks, do you think since Rockstar is having an emphasis on AI interactions, do you think there will be dialogue options when interacting with our gang members at the camp, or multiple endings like GTA had? Thanks, love your videos. Thank you so much, Matt. And I do think that Red Dead Redemption 2 will have different dialogue options when we're interacting with our gang members at the camp, but not necessarily in the fact that you can choose to say yes, no, or maybe, or any of that type of stuff like Skyrim. I think it's going to be a little bit different, and it's based off of body language, so you can kind of control Arthur while you're talking to these different people, and if you don't really face the character, maybe they'll have a different response for you, and Arthur Morgan will have a different response for you, and you're going to be able to use your own controls on your actual PlayStation 4 or Xbox One controller to affect how the conversation at the camp with the different NPCs will go. And I also don't think that Red Dead Redemption 2 will have have multiple endings. I think you can take different paths in the game to get to the same ending, but I don't think that there will be multiple endings just like Grand Theft Auto 5 had. But thank you so much for asking your questions. Question number 9 comes from XXRDR2, and he asks, do you think there will be a connection between Red Dead Revolver and Red Dead Redemption 2, for example? Do you think we could see some characters from Revolver or see a duel go down from that game? And I think we're gonna see some parallels. Rockstar likes to do that. Of course, we see plenty of examples and plenty of proof in GTA games where we see characters from previous Grand Theft Auto games get featured in the future ones and the most recent ones, but we haven't had much evidence of that with Red Dead Redemption besides the Red Dead Revolver characters coming into Red Dead Redemption 1. In multiplayer, you could choose the Red Dead Revolver characters, and I think we will see something like that in Red Dead Redemption 2, either in the online or even in the story, similar to how Grand Theft Auto 5, Nico Bellic was mentioned, Packy McCreary could come on the heist missions for you. I think we're gonna see different things like that, but for the most part, since Red Dead Redemption 2 is all about the gang in Red Dead Redemption 1, all those characters are pretty much going to be there. I don't think we're going to see a huge emphasis from Red Dead Revolver though. I hope that answers your question. Question number 10 comes from bballgenius04, and he asks, what do you not want featured in Red Dead Redemption 2 that was featured in Red Dead Redemption 1? Now that's an interesting question, and I haven't really discussed that on my channel yet. One of the things that I do not want featured in Red Dead Redemption 2 that was featured in Red Dead Redemption 1 are two characters, and those are Nigel West Dickens and Irish. I really didn't like those characters. I definitely didn't enjoy watching the cutscenes with those people. I just found them annoying. They were lowlives, they were scumbags, and they just didn't help John Marston at all. And I know that's the purpose of those characters, but I definitely don't want to see them in Red Dead Redemption 2. It's not like they would be anyway, but I just definitely wouldn't want to see them. In terms of actual features, I wouldn't like to see the traditional Deadeye system that we saw in Red Dead Redemption 1. I would like them to innovate that even more. We saw the Deadeye system in Red Dead Redemption 1, and that turned into bullet time in Max Payne 3 that came out in 2012, and I would like to see Deadeye work similar to bullet time in Max Payne 3, where if you're in the line of sight with players online, you can enter the Deadeye mode, and it slows down for you, whereas in single player, I do think we should have a tiered system of Deadeye. Tier 1, you just have to aim at the enemies, and the X will come up eventually. Tier 2, it comes up a little bit faster, and then I think in Tier 3 in Red Dead Redemption 1, that's when you're able to press the bumper trigger, and you can specifically mark the certain places on the NPCs that you want to start shooting at, mark the enemies. But that is something I would like to see at least just improved in Red Dead Redemption 2. Thank you guys so much for asking all your questions. Like I said, I don't have time to get to everyone's questions in this video because we got over 130 comments last week. If your question wasn't featured, definitely ask it for next week's Q&A down in the comments or over on Twitter using hashtag HazardQNA. That is the best way to get featured, is to use the hashtag on Twitter, because I feature those first on these videos, as you guys can see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy today's video and found the information helpful, definitely drop a like, as well as if you guys are new to the channel and enjoy all these daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos and live streams, please feel free to subscribe. Also, don't forget, if you want to win an Ultimate Edition copy of Red Dead Redemption 2, then be sure to enter my giveaway. The links and rules are down in the description below. And lastly, guys, please follow me on Twitter at HazardousHDTV so I can talk with you guys in real time over on there. I tweet out when all my videos are going live so you guys can be the first ones to watch. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Redemption 2 video. Adios, amigos.